Brian Kay, the unconventional advisor and the co founder of the Advisor Accelerator. As you can see, I have my hat on today because it's getting cold. And, they're starting to do more and more stay indoors orders. So I want to go outdoors as much as possible and get fresh air. So the hat's going on. And I figured I'd give you my tip for the week because my mind moves nicely as I'm moving my body. So, what are we going to talk about this week? We're going to talk about when does it make sense to hire a coach. And, coaching has become more and more prominent in business coaching arenas, but it's been going on forever. I mean, people have had coaches for athletics, for pretty much every endeavor in their life, but very few people in the business environment really talk about, when it's time to hire a coach, what should you expect from a coach? Can I just get the information out of a book? Can I just buy a course? Can I just go to a live training event? Can I just ask my friend or like call somebody up who I think is successful? Can I just buy leads or sign up for a workshop, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So in our industry, financial services, that sadly is the way most people go about growing their businesses or trying to improve or trying to develop. And based on I'm 51 years old right now. I started out fresh out of school, 21 years old, and it was very clear to me early on that like I did not have all the answers. Luckily, I've always had curiosity and a thirst for learning, growing, and getting information and figuring out best practices, right? I know I don't know it all. I know it's my belief we're here to grow and learn and develop and then share our gifts with others. So the only way that happens is through pushing yourself and learning from people who've been where you want to be. So that started initially with me reading loads of books. I mean, 3 and 4 books a week. And then I moved on from books to courses. And so I was going from like $15, $20 books to $197 to $2,000 courses. And this went on for a while. And then about a couple of years into it, I did make some progress and I did see growth. And I had this recognition that, even with a $2,000 course, you start out excited. The best part is in the early phase when you read the marketing or talk to the salesperson. It may be even a great course. It may have great testimonials, but it requires me to be accountable to getting the information, learning the information, spending time with the information, and then, most important of all, implementing the information. So, what I discovered on this journey is that most people never make it past the purchasing phase, right? Even if it's the best course on the planet, most people don't even crack the seal. Most people don't open the first module. Most people, even if they do open the first module, never make it through the full module, never get to the second module. Maybe they make it through the whole thing and it becomes entertainment to them, right? It's the feeling that they're doing something, but they're not actually doing something. So that occurred to me through my own errors and my own learning from like failing over and over and over again to get the result that I originally signed up for, that maybe it has something to do with me and maybe it's my approach and maybe the right way to do this is to find a proven coach with a proven process that's been doing this for a pretty significant period of time, has proof of outcomes that I'm seeking, and that will work with me either in a group setting or in a one-on-one setting, and give me peers in a community and a process and make sure that I implement, right? And I'm most likely it's going to be painful because the process of mastery when you're growing is rocky, right? It's more like the hockey stick, right? It goes flat, 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 and then there's a curve, and then you have this exponential leap upward. But most people stop here, right? They get about halfway there, they're frustrated, they're not seeing the progress, they're hitting the ceiling, and they never make it past that phase. So, this was my big insight about buying books and buying courses and buying information. Without a coach pushing you and holding you accountable, and without spending enough money to get the right coach that makes you show up, that makes you commit because oh my gosh, I spent a lot of money on this. I'm going to show up for these sessions. I'm going to implement what I'm learning. I'm going to make sure that I follow through, because otherwise I'm going to feel really, really bad that I spent the money on this program, right? If it's a $29 book, who cares? If it's even if it's 197, and as my income and my success grew, even a $2,000 course, it was like, so what, right? But when you're putting down $10,000, $15,000, $30,000, $50,000, which I've done and continue to do, you take it a lot more seriously, right? Because you're committed. And I don't go and just do that without understanding who the person is, what kind of process they're teaching, what kind of outcomes they've gotten for students. And then I know it's on me, right? It's like as long as their system works, it's up to me to be accountable, to show up, and to implement. But it's on them to give me a process that works and to support me through the process of mastery where there's a lot of stumbling, right? So I'll give you a quick example. Every year, in two of our different divisions, we use a coach. And we spend a total of, let's see, it's about $8,500 a quarter, right? And this is just on the coach. And then prior to COVID, there was also travel, incidentals, getting our team there, et cetera, right? But a lot of people would say, "Oh my gosh, it's a lot of money, right? That's at least $40,000 to $50,000 on coaching." And our experience has been, I don't care what the dollar figure is, as long as I know that we are getting a return on that investment, right? And it doesn't have to happen immediately because we play the long game, right? I'm in this for the next 25, 30, 50 years. I'm not looking for a magic pill. I don't buy into magic pills. And I've never had an experience where something happens where I, immediately have an instantaneous result. I've always found that in anything where I've made real, meaningful growth and had real, true success that has lasted, it's been over a period of time, right? I immediately got some result that hooked me and that proved that there's something there. And then I had this recognition, all right, I got to dial this in, right? I got to really kind of figure out, okay, I figured out the marketing. Now I got to figure out the conversion. Now we got to figure out the fulfillment. Now we got to create the client for life. And this follows through for me with everything, whether it's fitness goals, I'll find a fitness coach. Whether it's diet and nutrition, spirituality, philosophy. Gosh, I'm trying to think of some of the other things that I currently spend money on: sales, marketing, customer service, fulfillment, leadership, masterminds. I've spent $30,000 to $50,000 a year on masterminds to be with a peer group of people that are smarter than me, so that I could be in the room with people that are where I want to go, that can share their insights, and that we can kind of share examples with each other and grow faster. So here's the point of this whole thought for the day is, the question to ask yourself is, what am I trying to accomplish? Has somebody already done this, right? Do they have a system or process, right? Because I don't like guru coaching programs. I don't want to just have one example that the guy at the top did it once for themselves. I want to know that they have a proven system and process that they've been able to articulate, document, and create into a process that they've trained other people to do, and that they've been able to duplicate the result, right? And they've been able to do it over and over again, like in a predictable and repeatable way. Then I also want to know that I'm going to have access to not only them, but coaches of that system for support, other peers that are in different phases, like maybe they're at the phase I'm at where I'm first starting, or maybe they're somewhere midway up the hill, and maybe some people are at the top, that it's a community. And so these are the things. And then the last thing is, whatever it is that they're asking, is this an investment or an expense? An expense is something I pay for and I get no ROI after that, right? It's down the toilet. Like a good meal, I get a lot of enjoyment from it. I certainly have a memory of it, but once I've spent the money and the food's been eaten, it's over. Vacations, I would make the argument that with family, I get to savor the experience in the future. But once again, most pleasure-seeking things, you make the investment once and it's really an expense. When it comes to investing in yourself, it's the number one thing that I have found, like in terms of ROI and investing. I've never found anything coming close. Like even this year, as a quick example, we just sat down with our VP of Finance and we went over our math. Worst year in recorded history for most people, right? COVID hit, people were shut down, people couldn't do live events, you had to switch to virtual, et cetera, et cetera. The people were frozen, there was an election. It's been one of our best years from a profit standpoint in the last 5 years. Why is that, right? We never stopped investing in coaching, right? Right now, we have no less than, I'd say, 6 different coaches, right? We've got marketing agencies, we've got marketing coaches, we've got Facebook, LinkedIn, we've got sales and enrollment coaches for best practices. We've worked with 3 different top sales and enrollment coaches. We've got customer service and fulfillment coaches to make sure that our program is the best in class, right? And to continually update and redesign so that we're delivering the results that we want to give to our members. And we continue to do business coaching, goal setting, and all these different things. So what's the bottom line? Most people would say you guys are crazy. Well, those are easily things to cut during a pandemic and when the economy is going backwards. We didn't lose any staff, and in the process, we grew our business. And I identify it with continually investing in our own knowledge, our own wisdom, and our own success so that we can keep growing as leaders, we can keep growing as a company, we can keep evolving and learning, and then passing that information off to our members. So the moral of the story is that the best investment you can ever make is in yourself. And if you want to grow in any area of your business, the best place to start is to find a proven coach with a proven process and people that they've been able to repeat their result with, that has a community that you can tap into. And when whatever their fee is, whether it's anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000, the question to ask is not how much is it, it's when can I return on that investment? What can I expect from that investment? What does a typical person generate if they show up and follow through on this? And then the last thing is they have to commit to giving you a real program that works, that's proven. The student has to show up and actually do it. The only way you're ever going to learn is through execution, through making mistakes, and through continually improving upon and optimizing a proven process, right? Because no one becomes an amazing golfer overnight. No one becomes an amazing tennis player overnight. No one becomes amazing at anything overnight, right? It takes time. And then you tweak and you optimize and you get feedback and you get support. That's the way it happens. So I'll leave you with that. Again, it's Brian Kay, the Unconventional Advisor. If you'd like more information on our coaching program that is proven and has a 3-step process and has over 300 advisors that we've helped build 6- and 7-figure practices. And if you'd be interested in joining us at some point, go to www.starvingmarketspecialist.com. That's www.starvingmarketspecialist.com. Go ahead and leave your name and an email, and you should be able to watch our 60-minute masterclass, which details exactly how our 3-step process works and how you can implement a coaching plan in your business to basically add 2 to 3 new clients worth $3 to $10K each before year end. Outside of that, if you would like to discuss anything with me personally about our program, you can text me at 248-453-6360. If you're interested in our program and you'd like to join one of our upcoming classes, just feel free to text me on that number and be happy to give you details, answer any questions. Again, 248-453-6360. If you like this, give me a like. If you can share this with other advisors who might benefit from this, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you have any comments, particularly nice ones, I would always appreciate your kind comments. Thanks, and have a great holiday and a great week.